Welcome everyone, bienvenidos a todos. My name is Karen Vallejos Corrales and I am the Dream Project Executive Director. Thank you so much for joining us at this hybrid holiday celebration. If you have attended any of our previous annual holiday celebrations, you know how special this event is. Typically, this magical night brings together dreamers, their families, and community supporters over a delicious banquet prepared by Dream Project parents. And though we could not host an in-person event, we're excited and grateful to have you with us tonight. This celebration is very special to me. I was part of the first ever holiday celebration and would like to share what made it so special. In 2010, a few other high school students and I spent a very cold week marching up and down the Capitol in DC. We talked to congressmen and senators, attended demonstrations, and participated in actions, all with the hopes of having the DREAM Act passed that year. As a high school junior, I saw the DREAM Act as the one way I could ensure a pathway to college. When the DREAM Act failed that year, so did the hopes and dreams of many dreamers across the country. The day the DREAM Act failed, I had skipped class to be present at the bill's voting. I remember looking around the monuments and making my defeated way back home. I grew up in Arlington, Virginia, and spent almost every other weekend visiting museums and monuments and anything my dad could think of to entertain us while my mom worked weekends. All these buildings, these monuments filled my heart with patriotic love, but now they felt cold and gray. For the first time since arriving to this country at the age of 5, I felt like a foreigner in my own land, in my own home. I had accepted the DREAM Act would not pass by the time I graduated high school and felt there was very little hope for me pursuing college. However, our parents and Dr. Emma Violen Sanchez chose to not give up and host a dinner and a holiday celebration. They would cook, invite people from the community, and we would share our story. And though I had very little hope at that time, I decided that if people were willing to gather, I was willing to stand up and speak. When the event finally arrived, more than expected people showed up. We had staff members from the schools, principals, teachers, superintendents, elected officials, and other community members. As more people gathered and crammed in Dr. Emma's room, we shared our story, our fears, and got to know one another. I particularly remember the words of then Arlington County Board elected official, Walter Tejada. He chose to speak and said, "I don't care what the country has decided, and I don't care what DC says. You are Arlingtonians, you are Americans, this is your home and you belong here, and every person in this room feels like I do." And as he said these words, I looked around, and every person in that room was nodding their head in agreement. It was this event, and that community, in that house, that broke my feelings of alienation I had been experiencing since witnessing that dreadful vote. And since then, it was this event that I looked forward to coming back when I did go to college and came back for holiday breaks. It was this event that I missed the most, the 3 years I was away in law school. And it's this event that continues to be a warm, welcoming place to all our scholars and dreamers, no matter what takes place, no matter what elections are held, what votes are taken or not taken, and what Supreme Court decisions are issued. Our students, our parents, and our community know that at this event, all are welcome and everyone here is supported. And to our scholars and dreamers here with us tonight, know that this continues to be the case. We are all here because we support you and will continue to do so no matter what. So thank you everyone for joining us tonight and for being here at the 2021 holiday celebration. Before moving forward with our program, I would like to remind everyone that we have an auction that closes tonight. In addition to some wonderful travel, art, and leisure items, we also have crucial impact items that you can bid on, which will go directly to the aid of one of our scholars through our programs. I also want to take a moment to thank our hardworking board, our tireless staff, and our countless volunteers that make the Dream Project the remarkable organization that it is. Our volunteers include our Parents Committee, el Comité de Padres. Muchas gracias a todos los padres por todo el apoyo que nos dan a la organización y a nuestros estudiantes. The Parents Committee consistently plans highly successful fundraisers for our scholarships and well-orchestrated and delicious food sales for different events, including this holiday celebration. So thank you to the Parents Committee. Gracias. I would now like to introduce Arij, one of our courageous and tenacious alumni, who will share his story. As you will hear, Arij has overcome countless hardships, frightening events, and deep heartbreak along his journey. But his life path took a significant positive turn when he discovered the Dream Project. Arij's story is ultimately a very happy and uplifting one, which is currently launching him toward a successful and fulfilling future. It will bring you joy to hear the ways that his hard work and belief in himself kept his dreams alive. It will also demonstrate how important and life-changing your continued support is to the Dream Project.
Hello, everyone. My name is Arij Jory, and it's truly an honor and pleasure to be amongst you all today. First of all, I want to take out this time and thank each and every one of you for coming here and listening to my story. It truly does mean a lot. So my journey in the United States has been one full of pain, mental strength, and triumph in the face of extreme challenges. I came to the United States at the age of 13 with my parents and sister in the harsh winters of 2009. Moving countries in my teenage years was strange. On one hand, I was confused because I did not know the language, the people, or the lifestyle. On the other hand, the American dream seemed like a real possibility for me. On the first day of school, I was filled with glimmer and hope. What I did not foresee was how my day was going to go. I remember walking into the lunchroom so vividly of Potomac Middle School, and while standing in line, just minding my business, a student comes up to me and calls me a terrorist, simply for looking the way I looked, nothing more. It made me feel terrible, and my first day was completely ruined. However, I knew how hard my parents had worked for me to be here in this country, and I was not going to let an incident like this weigh me down. Fitting in as an outsider was very challenging, but it's a task I had to achieve. I came from a different country, I came from a different culture, and English wasn't even my native language. I put in day and night into learning the English language, how the schooling system worked, and making friends with people from all different backgrounds, something I wasn't really accustomed to in my country. Even though I was learning and I was improving, life in America did not pan out how I wanted it to be. Over the next 5 years, my father worked multiple jobs and went I went to 4 different schools, including 3 different high schools. That feat was highly challenging for me because naturally I'm a very massive introvert. And every time I felt the hint of settling, we had to move again. What looked initially as my biggest challenge in the beginning was only the start, because due to unfortunate circumstances, while I was in high school, I became undocumented. Saying this was hard would be an understatement. Everything in my life changed. I knew that I wasn't able to drive, that I wasn't able to work, that I probably wasn't even able to go to school. All my friends were talking about the colleges they were going to go to, the universities they were going to attend. And here I was in the corner. I had everything what life promised would get me into college. But one thing I didn't have was papers. I would continuously go to my counselors, and even they would look at me and they would be like, Arj, we have no answers for you. That at that point became very, very, very frustrating because I felt like an American, but an American without papers was not truly American. And as if things weren't hard enough, one day when I was 17 years old, I heard a knock at the door. I opened it, and in front of me were agents of ICE. They told me I had to come with them. In fear, without even me getting the opportunity to tell anyone, they took me. They sat me down in their police-like car in the back. My entire world was crumbling before my eyes. They took me to their office and sat me down. You know how we've all seen the top 10 most wanted list in America? Well, it was in front of me. The real thing. The real one. I begged them to allow me to call my dad. And on the call, I told my dad to bring my transcripts, my achievements, my honors, and he did. But it meant nothing to them. It was as if I wasn't human. Me and my dad, we sat down helpless. And in a moment of courage, I tell the agents, I say, hey, look at my record. I'm an excellent student. I've never even had detention before. I'm not a criminal. And I recall the reply of one of the agents, Catherine, which still mimics to my ears to this day, as she says, yeah, but that's what all criminals say. And here I was now, a criminal who had never done anything wrong, but a criminal nonetheless. And they put me in deportation proceedings. Guys, I've never felt more helpless in life than I did at that point. This proved to be immensely challenging mentally. Like I previously stated, all my friends were going to great colleges, and here I was, not even able to tell the whole truth or my own story. I didn't even know whether I would be in this country or not. And this is the country where my parents are, my family is, everything I know is now. And I didn't know my future. I started struggling academically and began to question reasons to why I was even alive or what I did to deserve this. And as if the pain wasn't enough, my father lost his occupation and we had to struggle to put the food out the table. I was completely depressed, crying every single night, wondering what I had done to deserve all of this. The future looked bleak. Being at absolute rock bottom, I realized one thing. No matter how many reasons life is giving me to fail or give up, I must keep fighting for my dream because that is what my parents deserve and I deserve. At that moment, even when there was no outlook, there was nothing for me to look forward to, I promised myself that I would be successful. No matter how many obstacles come in the way, I would get to the finish line. When I first wanted to attend college, I was rejected 4 times, again and again and again, until I finally met the president of my college and convinced him to allow me the privilege to get educated, since it was incredibly important to me. I started doing manual labor jobs and meager wages to support my family and pay for college. I started to go to the gym to get physically stronger because I was mentally weak. Along with this, I chose to pursue a very challenging degree in information technology. Even though I was trying my level hardest, it just wasn't enough because I was struggling to pay for my school and I had the fear of deportation looming over me. That is when one thing happened that changed my life. Everyone has a crossroad in their lives, and mine was when I met the Dream Project. I got involved with the Dream Project through my sister, Parisha Chari. It was the first time that I had ever been into a room of people which were accepting of me, of who I am, and the support they've shown over the last few years has been nothing short of extraordinary. Not only have they helped me financially, but mentally. Everyone has been so helpful that it is beyond explaining it in the spoken words. I always used to think that there's no hope for an undocumented person in a country like the United States. But meeting the Dream Project truly did change that. And Mr. Remus from the Dream Project, he single-handedly helped me fight my deportation case. Because of him, I fought in multiple court dates for my future. And this year, we finally succeeded. Due to the belief the Dream Project showed in me, it changed my outlook in life. Now I knew that I had people having my back and I had to give my absolute all. So what I wanted to do now was give everything inside me. So I joined the SGA. I started reading daily. I started listening to informative podcasts and I volunteered. I took every tragedy life bestowed upon me in a positive manner and learned lessons life was trying to teach me. I continued my challenging degree, which I was taking at Northern Virginia Community College in information technology, and I graduated as an honors graduate. I started to step out of my comfort zone each and every single day of my life to become the best version of myself. I began developing leadership qualities concentrated in mentoring peers, entrepreneurship, and helping younger undocumented kids get through their journeys so that they don't have to do what I went through. I started lobbying Congress. I started telling people my story within Congress as well. I started to understand the power of my own story through the Dream Project. Hence, it was very fundamental for me to tell it in important rooms with important people who in turn also have come up to me and said that because of the story they've done, that they want to start their own scholarship for undocumented kids. Going through all of this, I became a leader and I became a person who understood the mission of his life is to change this world for the better. I gained admission into the prestigious University of Virginia, pursuing a bachelor's degree in cybersecurity on a full merit-based scholarship, where I graduated with the highest distinction and a 3.9 GPA. While in school, I attained 5 industry-level certifications, and I recently landed a job as a cloud security engineer at America's fastest growing company called GuidePoint Security, which deals with cybersecurity. And I also gained pre-admission into a graduate program at Harvard. None of this would have been possible without the Dream Project. Yes, it was a scholarship, but for me, it was much more. I gained a new family, new friends, new mentors, and new opportunities to learn from everyone around me. My name is Arya Jari, and I'm a student of life. And I want to help as many people as humanly possible, especially kids like myself, who were hopeless at times, but yet had a dream that kept them alive and going. Thank you so much for listening, everyone. And that was my story.
Thank you so much, Arij. Your story is truly an inspiration to our mentees and scholars. While Arij's story is unique, every one of our Dream Project students face similar challenges and successes and have stories of tenacity and courage, hardships and victories. These stories reflect the mission of the Dream Project and the need to continue to support our intelligent, capable, and deserving students. So up next, please enjoy a brief video that representative mentees, scholars, and alumni and volunteers have sent in. Thank you all to those who sent these clips in to share your thoughts with us.
I have been conducting research about immigration and on the quality of life of immigrants. I have also been researching graduate schools and programs.
I'm a medical student at Georgetown University School of Medicine. One of the biggest reasons I am here today is because of Dream Project. They gave me the scholarship that allowed me to take my first college class at Nova.
I'm currently a junior here at Longwood University. Something that I'm looking forward to is potentially working on a research with cancer cells, which is something I'm really excited about.
So I graduated George Mason University a year ago, and I just got a new job opportunity to work as a civil engineer in a big company.
My name is Melanie Perez. I'm a college student at Northern Virginia Community College. I'm majoring in social work.
I am pursuing an engineering degree at Nova. I never would have dreamed of continuing to college without the support of the Dream Project. Thank you.
I am studying nursing at Northern Virginia Community College. The Dream Project has helped me by providing a mentor to help me to apply for scholarships in different institutions.
I am a full-time student at Nova right now, majoring in engineering. And the Dream Project has definitely helped me out financially with their scholarship, as well as giving me a chance to meet a bunch of amazing people who can give me more advice on how to go about college and just life in general.
Currently, I'm a second-year medical student at Georgetown University School of Medicine.
I am in the launch phase of a brand that is inspired by my life story as an activist called Amor Vincit, or Love Conquers in Latin, and I'm really excited to share that with everyone.
The world has been particularly crazy these last few years, and I think so many of us are grateful that the Dream Project has been there as a most welcome ray of sunshine.
Without the Dream Project, I would not have been able to get a start at Nova for my college education, and so many other opportunities that the Dream Project has offered to me and my family, and I will always carry the memories and the legacy of the Dream Project with me wherever I go. Thank you.
I am thankful for the Dream Project scholarship that has allowed me to not have a financial worry this semester, and also for their mentorship program.
I am very grateful to the Dream Project. Not only did they provide me financial support and scholarships to fund my education, but they also gave me a group of students and mentors who became a big part of my community and helped me every step of the process.
Working as a mentor with the Dream Project is an extremely rewarding and satisfying experience.
Dream Project has helped me get here through its financial support, emotional support, and the community that they were able to build for undocumented students just like me.
Because of the help and support provided me by the Dream Project, I'm able to continue with my education and career, and I'm so thankful for this program.
During this holiday season, I'd like to encourage you to think about giving the gift of time. Your time is invaluable, and those who receive it will definitely appreciate it.
I just want to say thank you so much for all the help and support that the Dream Project has provided me in this journey in getting my undergraduate degree. Thank you. Happy holidays.
Wow, thanks everyone who sent in videos. It's so great to hear from all our scholars, mentees, and volunteers. Now it is my pleasure to share a final video from one of our Dream Project scholars. Ricardo is a junior at Shenandoah University and Conservatory, studying business and vocal performance. Tonight, Ricardo will sing for us.
When you walk through a storm, hold your head up high, and don't be afraid of the dark. At the end of the storm, there's a golden sky and the sweet silver song of the lark. Walk on through the wind, walk on through the rain, though your dreams be tossed and blown. Walk on with hope in your heart, and you'll never walk alone. You'll never walk
Hi everyone. I would now like to take a moment to thank our incredibly generous sponsors who made this event possible. For presenting sponsors, we have John Andelin and Ginger Joffrey, Denise Ferguson, the Frechette Family Foundation, Don Graham and Amanda Bennett, the KBR Foundation, Carol Solomon and Herbert Rosenblum, Michael and Jane Powell, Robert Reams and Deborah Carlinaire, Andrea Lemer. For Ruby sponsors, we have David and Gretchen Welch, Robert and Sandra Smith, Catherine and Robert Panfill, Colas Warner Foundation, Rita Lewis, Herman Family Foundation, Shrewsbury Foundation, Julie and David Zacklin. For platinum sponsors, we have the Bannock family through the Silicon Valley Community Foundation, Susan and Dan Christman, Johnson and Sarah Chen, Ann Kennedy and George Spanos, Mason Hurst Foundation, St. Mary's Episcopal Church, Nathan Cummings Foundation, John D. Evans Foundation, Niehaus Speck Family Fund, Marcia and David Speck, Liz and Randall Brookman, George Caballu, Paul Duhee, David and Deanne France, Sharon McBay, David and Justine Springberg, Marjorie Chuchilo, Emma Violan Sanchez, Laurie Collier and Carla Carrique, Morton and Ann Friedman, Roger Brown and Joanna Miller, Ann Bashir and James Sampson, Vince and Antoinette Winkler Prince. Now, as you may have noticed, my background has changed a little, and that is because 11 years after the first dinner at Dr. Emma Violan's house, alumni have once again gathered in a COVID-safe environment to come together and once again share our stories and get to know one another. So thank you all for joining us and for all your support, and happy holidays.
Happy holidays!